Hello, and thank you for watching Forward, the television show exclusively for your Mississippi State University College of Education. Later on today's episode, you'll hear from a Mississippi State University Hall of Famer, Stratton Karatassos. And to begin today, I have Miss Maya Emerson. How are you doing, Maya?
I'm doing well. I'm excited. How are you?
Good. Well, I'm thrilled to have you. You're our second student to ever be on the show, so really excited about that.
Yeah.
I first met you when you were a freshman homecoming maid back in 2015 at our brunch. So since then, you have created quite a legacy on this campus. So let's first talk about, your academic studies here at Mississippi State.
Right.
What made you kind of decide to major in educational psychology?
Right. So I always knew education was my field. I love the idea of helping students realize and reach their full potential. So I knew education was my field, but I knew maybe not the classroom. So
Yeah,
I went with
fine.
Ed Psych.
Wow, well that's great. And now I really wanted to have you on the show because recently you were named Southeastern Conference's Leader of the Year, which is huge for any student.
wild.
And we're so proud of you, especially since you're from the College of Education. But tell me just a little bit about some of your involvements outside the classroom on campus, because you seem to be doing quite a lot. So
Yeah, so I'm involved in Maroon VIP, which is a tour organization here on campus. Tons of fun. I am Director of Programming for the Student Association, and I also serve as Director of New Maroon Camp, Mississippi State's Legacy Camp.
yeah, so you just completed and wrapped up New Maroon Camp. So tell me
Yeah.
just a little bit about that. And I mean, what is that like for freshman students who are coming to campus?
Oh, I absolutely love New Maroon Camp. So they come here early, they get paired with a counselor and other freshman students, they get acclimated to campus, they learn about the history and traditions of Mississippi State and just have tons of fun. So New Maroon Camp started 4 years ago. It's a relatively new program. We started with 90 students the first year, and this past week we had about 900. So it was phenomenal. It was great.
Yeah, well, I saw everyone kind of on campus, and
Yeah.
you guys were doing a lot of fun stuff. So that's really great that you kind of get to lead all those students and introduce yourselves, and hopefully they'll become more like you, and make their own impact on campus and get involved.
Right.
And that's kind of like the key about New Maroon Camp, right? It's really about plugging students in.
Our motto is your legacy starts here. So after New Maroon Camp, your legacy at Mississippi State starts, and we're here to help you start it off on the right foot.
Now, you're very involved as well in the Student Association on campus. What is your role in the Student Association?
So this year I serve as Director of Programming. So all of the large programming that the Student Association does, I kind of help our directors out with that. So everything from Bulldog Bash to the drill to Cowbell Yell is kind of my thing this year.
So we've got some exciting events coming up. Bulldog Bash coming
We
up.
do.
Are you excited about that?
We are pumped. It's going to be so much fun. DNCE, I'm excited.
Yeah, now that's Joe Jonas, right? He's in that band.
Joe
I'm
Jonas.
Really excited.
Everybody's excited about Joe Jonas.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, on top of all that, you really are excelling in the classroom, and you just began your junior year. So what else do you kind of have up your sleeve for the rest of your 2 years here?
The goal is to get the most out of junior year right now and to walk into whatever doors open for me from here. So that's the current goal.
And now, graduate school, are you considering that at all?
Oh,
or-
absolutely. I
Absolutely?
think I'm not ready to be a big girl, so the next step would be grad school. So
Awesome. Well, that's really great, Maya. And now we talked a little bit before this. You're from Meridian. So what made you decide to come to Mississippi State in the first place?
Right. So honestly, I always knew I wanted to come to Mississippi State. My entire family loves Mississippi State. I love the campus. Every time I came here, everyone was so welcoming. It felt like home. So I kind of always knew that Mississippi State was where I would end up.
Good. Well, how do you feel like the College of Education has kind of prepared you for some of these leadership roles that you've taken on?
Yeah. So honestly, through the college, I've gotten the opportunity to work with some people who are like me and who are different from me, and that's been an amazing experience. Being able to work with so many different people. So now it prepares me for other things on campus.
Great.
So that's cool.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this
you.
morning, Maya. I
It's
was
been
really glad to
fun.
have you. Can't wait to see what the future holds for you.
Thank you
and
so much.
Everything else.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. We'll be right back after these messages.
Everyone remembers their favorite teddy bear, the reassuring love of their first puppy. They comforted us and made us laugh. For children battling abusive situations or post-traumatic stress disorder, the memories aren't as pleasant. That's why at Mississippi State University, we're pioneering a robotic technology that brings healing to those exposed to traumatic situations. Known as Therabot, MSU's robotic beagle includes lifelike features that allow it to move in ways that are both natural and nurturing. Its ultimate goal? To bridge the gap between two types of effective therapy, using real animals and their plush counterparts for emotional assistance. At MSU, we're proud to be changing the game in therapeutic recovery, even prouder to be putting lives back together again. Flight. It's driven mankind's dreams for centuries. The ability to soar above the earth, to travel to faraway places, to connect distant points. Manned flights to the moon and space were once the stars for which we reached. Now, unmanned aircraft are the future. At Mississippi State University, our teams are developing unmatched unmanned aircraft systems for an array of critical applications. We're so good at it, the Federal Aviation Administration named MSU a Center of Excellence in the field, asking us to lead the team that's creating the operating regulations for unmanned aircraft systems worldwide. So essentially, we're writing the flight plan for an industry that is the future. Our work means better information, more opportunity, and limitless horizons for you. The sky really is the only limit.
Hello, and thank you, and welcome back to Watching Forward. Our second guest, as I mentioned earlier, is Mr. Stratton Karatassos. Your name is Stratton, but you are known to everyone as Strat around campus.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Now, you yourself are a College of Education alumnus, so tell me just a little bit about your journey to Mississippi State, and then we'll talk about the good stuff.
Okay. Well, I had intended to go somewhere else for graduate school after finishing Georgia Southern, and I had the opportunity to come here and get my master's here, and really never thought much about staying beyond that, but it's been 44 years, so.
44, that is incredible to kind of think about. I first met you at Breakfast with the Bulldogs. I heard you speak, and then we ended up at the Senior Bowl dinner with Dak Prescott, and I've seen you around campus, and you are so well known around here. And what you've mainly gotten to do is just kind of, make relationships with student athletes, coaches. You've been all involved with player development. So tell me just a little bit about your work.
Well, I've truly been blessed by it, and I started in the athletic training room, and I got a lot of interaction with the student athletes and the coaches and stuff. And after about 20 plus years, I decided to try something in administration, and I've gotten to really spend a lot of time with Mississippi State folks and donors and people who love Mississippi State, and it means the world to me. I'm so blessed.
Yeah, well that's wonderful. You've made quite an impact here on campus, and you were recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. So what was that whole experience like? Did you think it was coming, or were you completely surprised?
I was completely surprised. Usually it's athletes, and I'm the furthest thing from an athlete that you could imagine, but I was so appreciative of the honor, and I'm so thankful to be in the group of people that I have so much respect and love for.
Yeah, who else was in that class? I mean, there were several.
Eric Moles was in there, and Dan Pierre and Ray Kostick, who most all of them were here when I was here. So
wow, yeah, I still have a picture when I was 6 years old, so about 20 years ago, of me and Eric Dampier with a basketball, and it's so funny because I don't even think I come up to his knees. He's so tall, but that's great that you were in that class. But, just since then, you get to speak to different people. You get to meet all kind of people who are associated with Mississippi State. So what's that kind of like?
It's really, it's an honor to represent Mississippi State first and foremost. And it's something that I love. Mississippi State has become my life. And to be able to visit with those people, to learn more about those people, to learn of their love and devotion to Mississippi State is just mind-blowing, and you want to thank everybody you see that's wearing a Mississippi State shirt or having a Mississippi State car tag or anything. It's just they're wonderful people, and they make what we have possible.
Yeah, I completely agree. And now, you are grandpa. I know. So
Yes, ma'am.
you love doing that.
ma'am.
That's wonderful. I always like to ask people about their families on the show, because Mississippi State is kind of one big family. And surprisingly, though, I did want to ask you. It's been in the news media a lot lately about student athletes and kind of their academic course load and everything. We've been hearing a lot about that lately, because the pressure's on for a lot of those young athletes. And since you've gotten to work with so many of our athletes who've come through the university, what would your advice be to a new student athlete?
Well, they truly live in a fishbowl. And years and years ago, if you're a pretty good athlete, you're gonna make it. But the times have changed, and they should have changed a long time ago for us to create the type of athlete and the type of student athlete that represents Mississippi State in the best way it can. The biggest advice I've always given them is to leave here with a sweet taste in your mouth and get your degree. As a matter of fact, one of the greatest Christmas presents I ever got was when Eric Moles texted me and sent me a picture of his college degree.
The diploma. Yeah, I truly agree. I think that's what it's all about as well. And now you recently retired, as you said, 44 years. So how's the retired life treating you?
I could get used to it, but Mississippi State is such a part of my life and my whole family's life. So it's hard to really walk away, and maybe I can kind of walk along the outskirts of it and help Mississippi State any way I can.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing you at all of our football games upcoming here next month. So what do you kind of have, what do you think we have in store for athletics?
Oh, I always think we'll have a great game, a great year, and I'm the perpetual optimist. And
Me too. I definitely would describe myself like that as well.
I just really feel good about what Coach Mullen's doing, and Coach Mullen's doing, and the players are doing, and there's just a lot of excitement on campus, and I love seeing you guys fill the junction and the stadium.
Yeah, well, now I know I've heard several of your stories, especially since meeting you, but any particular story, maybe what's your favorite Mississippi State moment? I mean, I know you just told me about molds, but anything else?
Well, there's a lot of great moments, and like I say, I've been so blessed to have just a plethora of them. Most people would say the Alabama-Mississippi State game in 1980, and that truly is one of the great moments of my life.
Maybe in my lifetime.
Yes.
We'll see. You never know.
Never know.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Strat.
It was my pleasure.
Thank you so much for watching Forward. To learn more information about Mississippi State University's College of Education, visit us online at our website, educ.msstate.edu. Thank you so much.